This was probably my strongest week so far, and honestly I didn't expect it to end like this. You could saw that last week my account balance was around $5,450 and now it's around $6,000. So it's more than 10% profit in 1 week. It's like $550 just in 1 week. So that's insane, I would say. But this really wasn't a clean week at all. In the middle of it, I had a daily drawdown of around $800. You can see this in the calendar, where on Wednesday I had this big drawdown, and that was the point where I started seriously doubting the strategy. But as I mentioned on my first video, that this is the key, that you should follow your strategy even on bad days. So if you backtest it and you are sure that it should work, then you shouldn't change something in a time where something didn't work. So I followed that and I followed the plan and didn't change anything emotionally, and at the end the account came back much harder than I expected. So yeah, very stressful week, very aggressive week, but also a crazy final result. One of my favorite pairs, best pairs this week was AA Wzru. It recovered really well, and in the end I closed it manually for around $70 profit. VLD Reindeer was also a really good one. I had that position open for more than a month, and it finally gave me a solid profit, so I manually closed it too. Another strong pair was Smooth Linea, because it didn't create big drawdown. At the same time, it created a lot of transaction, and this pair also helped the weekly result. As for the worst part of the week, it actually wasn't just one trade. The biggest issue was the combination of a very high exposure and a weakness in my bot when things got heavy. At the peak, I was trading up to 22 pairs, so 44 coins in total. That was very aggressive, and in the end, it helped the weekly result, but it also exposed a problem in my code. When some position got too large, the code started running low on available margin. At the same time, leverage on some pairs was set too low. So for a while the bot couldn't really open new position properly and was mostly just managing existing ones. That created extra pressure, and can clearly see it in the daily profit and loss, especially on that big red day in the middle of the week. But finally I managed to recover, and it ended well. As a summary, this week the bot was super active. Trading volume went over $200,000, which is my highest volume so far. At the peak I had 22 active pairs, so this was also my highest exposure yet. So yeah, this week wasn't just profitable, it also had one really stressful day with a big drawdown. But overall, it ended way better than I expected. Next week, maybe we will see my first real drawdown. There are some big events coming at the end of April, and they could affect this week too. But I'm sticking to the strategy, so we will see what happens. See you next week.